The laws of God are built in. Pilots do not create aerodynamics. It was here in Joshua time, Moses time, Ezekiel time. But they could not understand, or did not understand, the way we have during the Wright brothers' time to combine those laws. So please, remember this one. Law is necessary. You have to live by laws. Law is also essential. If there was no gravity, you would fall on your face right now. What makes you stand up straight is gravity is pulling you to the earth. That's why you can stand up. Without that law, you will collapse. This is why when the astronauts leave the pull of gravity, they float. There's nothing to hold them straight. They can't even control their own bodies. Therefore cannot be disrespected. Write this down. The key to success in life is law. I beg you young people especially to hear me, because somehow youthfulness believes that you don't need to live by laws. What kept me as a teenager, even as a virgin at age 25, marrying my wife, was nothing but just simple knowledge of laws. I kept my virginity because of laws. Every problem in your life is a violation of a law. There's something you violated. Laws are designed to protect you from problems. Write this down, please. Absence of law is the beginning of destruction. The law of a plant is soil. Pull the plant from the soil, you don't need to kill it. It's self-destruction. The law of fish is water. They need water. That's the law. You take a fish out of the water, you ain't got to kill it. It self-destructs. When you violate law, you don't hurt law. Law hurts you. So God created life to function by law. And this is why the kingdom of God is simply the return of God's laws to earth. Can I put it this way? The goal of God was to fill the earth again with his kingdom, to bring his laws back. We call it colonization. And God put us here to establish those laws in the earth so that we can become heaven on earth. That's what God intended. God intended earth to be ruled by the laws of heaven. Earth was never to be a victim of its own local laws. It's supposed to be dominated by the laws of heaven. And therefore, the kingdom of heaven is invisible, but very practical. Laws produce the culture of heaven on earth, which makes work natural. The community of God's people are supposed to live at a different level of life where they defy what life says. Lord, make me like Jesus, please. There's a law called SINK, S-I-N-K. That's a law I created. I mean, it exists, but that's what I call it. Everybody says SINK. SINK means if you go down on the long wharf out here and you step underwater, you'll sink. Okay? That's a law. Why? Gravity pulls you down and you go into the water. Jesus decided to step out on the water. He kicks in another law. And the water became concrete. Now, I don't understand this, okay? Peter is next to him drinking water, drowning. He, on top of the same water, reaching out his hand. Now, this is the same water. Y'all didn't get the miracle, man. You don't get the miracle. Let me say it again. They stand on the same lake. He's standing on the water. Peter drowning right next to him. See, that means the water is responding differently to both of them. Okay. let me just prophesy, because I know it's going to happen to you. This year, God is going to show himself off in your life because of the laws you're going to obey, that people right around you are going to be sinking in the same situation, and you're going to be standing firm, not because of the thing, but because of the two different laws you're operating on. They're going to say no to the person who came right before you and say yes to you when you get to the gate. Why? Because there's going to be two different laws in response. We operate from a different set of laws. So the kingdom of God is the country of God. It has different laws. I want to train and teach you how to live under a different set of laws on earth, so that earth responds to you differently. Don't miss next week. I'm going to give you an announcement to show you how the laws work. You know, religion is gravity. Religion just holds you down. The kingdom of God is aerodynamics. It defies everything that the earth tells you cannot do. This is why we got to learn the keys, he says. Matter of fact, let me show you something I thought was interesting. All nations are built on laws, and nations are built on law and sustained by law very quickly. And the quality of life in a nation determined by the kind of laws the people keep. And our society, our social system, is based on law. In other words, Jesus would say things. He would say, you have heard it said, but it shall not be so among you. He was talking to the disciples. He said, look, he said, that's the way they live out there. But in this community, we got a different lifestyle, he says. Oh, Jesus. He said, look, you have been taught that to get money, you got to go and work all month and get paid. He said, but in this kingdom, you can catch a fish. And in the fish's mouth is enough to pay for everybody's taxes. This is a strange kingdom. Believing the ridiculous is kingdom lifestyle. You got to believe what? The ridiculous. I'm begging God to help me explain this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're supposed to live as a different community. Before the end of this year, there are going to be massive testimonies coming from this group of people. I want to show you, before we go, an example of something. First of all, write this down. What is law? I'll give you 1,000 definitions during the next couple of weeks. But here's one to remember. Law is inherent principles. Inherent means they are built in, that regulate the nature of life. They also regulate the nature of relationships. The aircraft relationship to the earth is controlled by laws. So law is inherent. It's built in to the creation, and it designs the relationships. And it also affects relationships that are both natural and supernatural, both physical and spiritual, and they guarantee maximum fulfillment of potential. It shows you what the thing can do. Who would dream that a 600,000-pound aircraft could fly like a bird? Simply because it has the potential to do it. But in order for it to fulfill that potential, it must use some laws. Nothing is truly impossible. Nothing is impossible. Because once you learn the laws make everything that seemed impossible, possible. Please get this CD. All right. Here's the last part I want to tell you. Man was created to live by what? Natural and spiritual law. You were created to live by what? Natural laws and spiritual law. You were created to live that way. That means you can't decide that you're going to live by them or not decide. You were designed for that.